Hello, this is Ronnie. I'm back here with a clip taken from a long video that I just finished to record for my subscribers. I'm leaving the option for my services at 50% off for the first year open, and I'll be providing further details after the clip ends. So if you're interested, please stay on. I'll be talking to you again at the end of the clip. I would like you also to read carefully the disclaimer that I'm going to put up now, so that it is clear to you before you go ahead and watch the video. This is just a standard thing. We've got here the Philadelphia gold and silver sector index, and it is looking to me like the preparation here is going to serve as a launching pad to send this index higher in what could be quite possibly a C, where we are continuing to treat this as an ABC behind us. That is likely an A. I think this, as I have just said, that's probably a B. And my thinking, we're going to have maybe 7 to 10 trading days with a strong bias up. It's probably going to reach towards 160, 164. Is it possible that in fact the entire fourth wave is done here, and gold and silver are actually ready to start that that rally, the year-end rally? Then they are just going to soar? Yes, it is possible. It is possible, but I would like to hold back a bit longer before running with this idea as my most favored idea. I much rather stick to a more conservative projection that is serving the base for delivering a C, and then we'll see how it behaves. If we are in an impulse wave that is a fifth wave, yeah, that being 3, that being 4 complete, it's going to start behaving like that, you know, and we are fairly quickly going to notice that the power that is going to push through the overhead resistance here, and the way it's going to tackle the roof that we've got here, the price action will tell us. We will also have the price action in the mining stocks themselves. Yes, we'll have enough information coming from quite a lot of sectors, if you like, quite a lot of corners, to help us to nail it. So I'm not going to rush and make conclusions here. I'm going to let the market show me its intention. But right now, I think this is a good base for projecting a nice advance here over, if you count the number of days here, probably at the same scale. We're going to have a run at least for a week or two looking up. Okay, so that's the, as I said, the Philadelphia gold and silver sector index. Let's now see silver priced in US dollars. This is spot silver, that's the 60 minutes, and there is no surprise that we are taking this as an ABC. Now, the dilemma is here whether we're going to take all of that as a B that may have reached an end or very close to an end. There is, in the chart that you see here, there isn't a lot to lean on to make me feel very comfortable that that is coming. Okay? I will be reluctant to say this is coming just on the basis of the chart here. But when I look at Pan American Silver Corporation and Kinross Gold, the SLV. I look at quite a lot of other things. I look at the Australian dollar, US dollar, as we discussed before. I'm looking around, I'm trying to get help. I begin to think that it actually makes sense. It's actually not that bad idea to assume that that is in fact a B complete, and we're looking for the C. Now, the same question arises here. Is it possible that the entire correction is over, or nearly over, and in fact silver is ready for this? Meaning to go through the roof, to go through 30. It is possible, but as I said to you before, I much rather subscribe to the conservative line first, and let's see how it develops. So I would say if you are short, be very careful. Put very tight stops. I wouldn't advise you to add shorts at this point. How about going long? If you're not comfortable buying now, I think you can feel more comfortable if it crosses 25.58, because at that point I think it will signal that that is indeed what is coming. We're going to go for at least a C that is going to be equal, if not longer, than what you see here. Yes, so for example, if we terminated the triangle right here, equality will take us to 27.17. Extension will take us to 28.90. Do you see? 28.90. So that is basically my projection at this point. Now, suppose I'm wrong, which is always possible, and it breaks through the low right here, 23.50. At that point, I would feel like this is probably the correct wave count. It's going down for a C, meaning we had an ABC, we had an A, B, or B maybe even ending here, and it's going down for the C. Okay, in that point I would take into account a break of 23.50, probably going to send it to under 22.50, probably going to the floor right here. Okay, but again, the balance of evidence, if you like, is supporting the bulls at this point and projecting more like a nice jump like that than a drop. Here's the chart of spot gold. That's the daily, and the market is staying quite stable. Is looking quite strong with a nice bias up, despite the fact that we have gone nowhere now for quite a while, and that is a sign of strength, sign of stability. And again, we have this question popping up. It's just impossible to ignore it, that we may have seen in fact the entire correction, or nearly so. Yes, it is very tempting to conclude that, but I again would refrain from running with this idea. What I could say again and again, I would say that this is probably an A that could stand as an excellent B, the entire thing here, with this being an A, B, C, D, E. Do you see? This taken as one unit as a B, and what we are doing now, we are going to look for the C to show up. That is the idea. We're going to get that. Okay, so again, be very careful if you are short. You have no business being short if it runs above this level. That's 1933. It will be a big mistake. If it runs above 1933 or it closes for the day above this level, do not stay short. Do not stay with your short position, because it signaled that it wants to go a lot higher, and it will be absolute mistake to leave you short position. Take your loss. Say it's better to take a smaller loss than if you fall asleep and it runs higher. You'll be kicked out either by your broker, or you'll panic at some point and get out. You know, that is the message of this chart at this point. I think it is looking to me like it stands a chance to push higher in the coming week. Let's go and see the 2-hour scale. And you can see the undulating price action here, and you see it reflected also in the miners very clearly. You can see this lateral movement after an attempt to come back here. So this is taken as a preparation, as I've just explained, for a possible push above the level here. Now, should I be wrong? It is going to slide under 1882, at which point there is a fair chance that it's going to check the floor again, and that could take it all the way down to 1850, 1840. Okay, that's what I would say concerning spot gold at this point. Here's the chart of SLV, that is the daily, and in the case of SLV we were working with this being an A, B, C, fine. How about taking this as an A, and we are basically looking at the B that may have found an end. May have found an end, or maybe needs one more day, like that. Okay, and the expectation is that the big C will show up. Yes, there is a huge gap here. I'm pretty convinced that if we do get this C, it's going to close this gap. And at that point, if it reaches towards 26 and a half, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful. It's better to lose an opportunity of further upside than lose all your profits. So work with very tight stops. Don't fall asleep. Don't become euphoric. Be very careful. Yes, it is possible that the entire correction is over, but it's also possible that will turn into an ABC, and this is going to come. This is going to come, and you're going to be very disappointed. If you entered here, you had fantastic profits here, you didn't take them. It comes down here, you'll be upset. You won't do anything, and then it goes into negative, and that's the worst thing that can happen. You let a big profit turn into potentially big loss, and be vigilant. You can avoid making this mistake. Here's the chart of Pan American Silver Corporation. That is the weekly, and the big picture shows us that we are in the fourth wave. Now we had one, we had two. The second wave was very deep correction. If I'm reading it correctly, the fourth wave could go on for a very long time. Yes, because on the one hand you had an extremely quick, relatively speaking, quick correction, but terribly deep. And when you go and see the fourth wave, it's not as deep. Yeah, it is going to compensate in its own way, and that's going to be lateral movement that could go on for quite a while. Okay, so that's the idea on the weekly scale of Pan American Silver Corporation. And we're going to see that the daily now, we have an ABC, that's settled, that's behind us. Now look what we have here. That looks like a great triangle. It's really inspiring. When I was checking this chart together with Kinross Gold Corporation, the pattern just jumped at me off the screen like that. I said to myself, listen, this is not a preparation for going lower. If I am asked to put the odds on what this represents, I would instinctively tell you this represents a pattern that is likely to send this stock higher. Some details about my service, currently at 50% off for first-time users. You need to go on my website. The homepage is right here. It's Wave Mastery, www.wavemastery.com. Yeah, wavemastery in one word.com. That takes you to the homepage. You can scroll down, look through some things that I've written here, some recommendations from past users and current users, and that is essentially the offer currently open only to first-time subscribers. Okay, so there is the daily service, daily videos that are preceded by a trial, so you can take the trial for 1 week, and at the end of that, if you're happy, you do nothing, you go on to the plan of half price. Essentially 79 presents half price of the normal price, and that will be good for 1 year. That means 12 payments of 79. If you want to watch just the weekend videos, then you go for this one, and it does give you access to the weekend videos, and I often also insert a video as a bonus midweek. just to keep you on track, to see a little bit, where things are moving, because sometimes 1 week of full price action is a lot, and the wave count can change, especially if you're a short-term trader. You really want to know what's happening. So that is essentially the situation. If you decide to go, for example, for the daily videos, you click here, it takes you to the page where it explains to you, you should read that. It explains to you what is covered, etc., etc. If you like what you read, you click here, subscribe. It takes you to PayPal, because my paying system is through PayPal, and you pay through PayPal. You can see you have the trial at $9.99. That's for the first 7 days. As I said, if you like what you see, do nothing. It just goes automatically. If you don't like, you can cancel. Or if you don't know how to cancel, or you have any doubt, you have any question, you can write to me, of course. Once you go through and you pay, you come back, PayPal will send you back to my website to fill in your profile details, choose your login, and once you do that, you will be led automatically to the page with the links to the various videos classified by date. If at any point in time in this process you have a problem, things are not going as I'm describing to you right now, all you have to do is just contact me and I'll help you out. That is essentially it. So you'll have 1 week to look at things. I would like to just spend a minute about the website itself. I have written here a few articles. Is this website for me? You can go through that one. Psychology and trading, trading and the arts, why join? Yes, each of these articles could perhaps help you to see how to relate to my website, but there is no substitute, in my opinion, to actually take a trial. You take a trial, and I want to say another thing. You take a trial and you can't make up your mind. You want more time to think. Fine, I understand that. Then you cancel, but then you are not allowed to take another trial. Please, I want to be very clear about that. There are people who abuse this, and it's really not right. You're not allowed to take more than one trial, okay? A trial is a trial. But if you're interested, after you take a trial, you're interested to come back, you can still benefit from the low price for the next full year. But you have to write to me, and then I will send you a special link without a trial. And if you join, then you're going to go immediately onto the reduced price plan for 12 months. Okay? If you take another trial after you took already one, I am going to have to cancel that and refund you. And if you do that 2 or 3 times, I'm just going to blacklist you, because there are people who have been doing it, and I'm afraid this is really absolutely not right. This is subscribe here. Use subscription. Once you are logged in, you will see this one highlighting you daily service videos or weekend service videos. Yeah, it will show which one you really have the right to access. The daily service videos, to be very clear, they cover the weekend service videos, okay? So you don't have to subscribe to both. The daily covers everything I do. The weekend, of course, is more selective. Now, I have here resources. There are chart galleries right here, chart 1, 2, 3. There are plenty of charts here that give you an idea how I go about subdividing various market action here. I covered a lot of markets, and you can see there is history here that could be very interesting for you to just go through. Let's see, platinum, for example. Yes, that's 1973 to 1978. If you click right on top where it shows you the hand, the chart opens up big. You can print it if you like. Here's an example of platinum, April 1980. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the huge correction that followed after that. So there is plenty for you, whichever market you're interested in, the financials, commodities, precious metals, etc. Okay, so that's chart galleries. Then useful links, as the name implies. Yes, recommended reading list. You have a long list of books here that I've read over the years. that I found very interesting. Of course, I have many more books that I would like to add. It's just a question of time. I don't always have time to update this one. But the books that you find here did help me in the beginning, and still the information here is very valuable in these books. For example, Kroll. I don't know how many of you heard about Stanley Kroll. Stanley Kroll was a really imaginative fellow trader that wrote very well about his own trading and in trading in general. I learned a lot from these books. And of course, if you haven't heard about Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, you should get this book and read it. You will not regret. This is a book that most traders, I think, have come across and read. It is very, very interesting. And as you go down the list, you will see if there are things that are of interest to you. Of course, go ahead, get them. Some of them are even available online for free as a PDF. Check that. If you have questions about that, you can even contact me. Here's the contact us, and you put your name. Please make sure you give me the right email address. Message, simple maths, submit, I get it. You'll hear from me. I'm based in Belgium, so if you write to me from Australia or from the US and I'm having my rest, do not be surprised if I don't react quickly, okay? Normally within a day you will have a reply from me. I check my email fairly regularly. So that's about it. Hope to see you visiting my website. Hope to see you taking a trial. If you have any questions, again, don't hesitate. Get in touch with me, and wishing you a great trading week. Bye now.